Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler. This is kind of a new setup here, trying to get the lighting to be a little bit better. I was all excited that today, for the first time in ages, I'm able to record on a day where it's still light outside, only it's so gloomy and crappy in the Atlanta area that it might as well be like every other time recently where I'm recording in the middle of the friggin' night. So bear with me on the lighting. Someday I will figure out a better setup in here. It's just not the most conducive room for a good light when I'm recording on an iPad now. So, we want to take a look at this time is something that is a piece from the UK, or a couple of pieces from the UK, except they're items that probably should have been covered back when I covered the UK releases of Solo, but I didn't know they existed at the time because they're kind of weird. They're a little bit unusual. And thank you very much to Chris Clark for bringing these to my attention, as he wound up picking up one and posting about it on the Star Wars Home Video group over on Facebook. If you're not part of that group, it's a great group. Check it out. Just search Star Wars Home Video. Justin Berger runs it. Fun little community there. So when we looked at the UK releases of Solo, we saw that they had sort of a regular release here on DVD, right? Just standard packaging, a little bit different than the US because it didn't say DVD only. It had the ratings at the bottom and the little DVD on the corner and so on. We looked at it in depth at the time. And the disc, of course, we had seen, right? We looked at that as well. Then we saw that they had a regular Blu-ray release, but of course, for the UK, it's Blu-ray only, no Blu-ray with digital or Blu-ray with DVD or anything like that. That's kind of the standard. So we have Solo here, without the multi-screen edition crap that the US had, so a cleaner looking cover here. Again, we looked at that in depth when we looked at the UK Solo releases, saw the interior, and we saw the two discs inside, right? Regular and bonus disc. Well, again, something we've been talking about for a while is how the UK market and the US market differ in terms of the idea of combo packs. In the US, you can buy a DVD by itself, but usually if you buy a Blu-ray, you get either a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy, or a Blu-ray and a digital copy. You almost never find just a Blu-ray by itself outside of some kind of crappy Walmart releases. On the other hand, if you were to buy a Blu-ray 3D copy, which is pretty rare in the US these days for most companies, you would still get a Blu-ray and a digital copy with it. And if you buy a 4K copy, which is pretty prevalent in the US right now, you would also get a Blu-ray and digital copy with that. So generally speaking, the US is all about kind of combo packs, but not so much in the UK. In the UK, if you buy a 4K copy, you get a Blu-ray with it, but that's it. Blu-ray 3D, you get a Blu-ray with it, but that's it. You get a Blu-ray, that's it. There's no digital copy. There's no DVD copy with it. You buy the DVD, it's the DVD by itself. So digital copies are a completely separate thing for most outlets in the UK. But there's a service in the UK called Sky, and it's basically sort of a pay-per-view type thing, an on-demand type of service. And Sky does something a little bit different than what you would see in the US, kind of a backwards thing, because over here it's like, well, I got a physical copy, and as a bonus, I got a free digital copy. We don't think of going to the store and buying a digital copy and getting a physical copy for free. We're buying the physical copy in our hands, and the digital copy is just the added bonus to it. Well, in the UK, the Sky store has this option of what they call buy and keep, which you would think is kind of a no-brainer, right? If I bought something, I'm supposed to be able to keep it, right? What they kind of mean is buy something digitally, keep a physical copy of it, rather than just a digital copy. You go onto their on-demand service and you buy a movie. And if you want, you can choose the buy and keep option. So you've bought the digital copy, you can watch right then, but then they will send you a physical copy on DVD or Blu-ray, not 4K yet, on DVD or Blu-ray through the mail. So that it's kind of like buying a physical and digital copy combo pack, only it's in reverse. The digital one is the one you're buying, and the bonus that you kind of sit off to the side that you're getting to keep is the physical copy that comes later by having to go through the UK's postal service. It's kind of an odd way of doing it, but it does allow for an option of buying a digital and physical copy at the same time in the UK, although it does cost a little bit more than just getting the digital copy through the Sky store. So, not quite free, but at the same time, you got to figure in the US that the digital copy cost is built into the cost of the physical copy that you're getting. So we're paying for it. We just don't see the delineation between physical and digital in that sense. So what we want to look at here are the solo copies from that Sky service. And the reason why we're looking at these is that the packaging is different this time than it was in the past. With The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rogue One, what they would send you in the mail was exactly the same thing as the retail copy. For Solo, A Star Wars Story, what you got in the mail was basically the retail copy as far as the discs were concerned, but packaging that was marked specifically to let you know that this is not for resale. This is not something that was just a regular retail copy to turn around and sell off. It's supposed to be something that doesn't get resold, but of course on eBay people are doing it anyway. So, rather than getting a regular copy on DVD, you would get this. So you buy your digital copy, they send you this one in the mail. Same packaging essentially, except it's scooted down just a little bit with the art, so it says not for resale, big in red up there at the top. No differences then for the side, the spine, except for that continuing, similar thing, says not for resale again, and literally no difference on the back. And if you open it, the disc is the exact same disc. Okay? But if you see one of these floating around on eBay or elsewhere, you're like, what the heck is this? This is the Sky Store free physical copy to go with that digital, well, not free, but low-cost physical copy to go with that digital copy through the buy and keep option. And the same thing exists for Blu-ray. Little harder to come by than the DVD copy, but here's our Blu-ray here. Again, similar packaging. Notice no slipcover though. Okay, so it doesn't have that cool, clean-looking slipcover, but the actual interior looks basically the same, except scooted down to put not for resale. Continues on to the spine like we saw on the DVD, but doesn't affect the back at all. And the discs on the inside, as one would expect, same discs that we saw before. Okay, so all of your content is on there. And it does include the bonus disc. It's not like they're being cheap or something and just giving you the movie itself if you've bought the digital copy and want to get the physical copy as that bonus at a low cost afterwards. You are getting a full-fledged copy here, bonus disc and regular Blu-ray disc combined. So, kind of a neat thing. I mean, it's not really one of those things to get super excited about, but I did want to take the time to show you these. Again, that's retail versus Sky Store, or we can take this out of the packaging. Retail and Sky. Again, retail and Sky. Okay. So, it's an option if you're looking for one, but if you happen to run across those on eBay UK and so forth, that is where those are coming from. And if you're like me and you're wanting to hunt down all the different variants, yes, that is a different variant to hunt down, but generally speaking, the only way to get that now is either to do the buy and keep if it's still an option in the UK, or you're going to have to search something like eBay UK and look for people who are actually selling their items with pictures to spot the ones that are not for resale. Unfortunately, that phrase, not for resale, is usually not in the eBay title, so you're going to do a lot of browsing through pages of Blu-rays or DVDs of Solo before you find one, usually. But they are out there, for those of you who are looking, like me, for all the different variants. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers.